Susan Lee with Apple CEO Tim Cook trying to calm those fears, for its stock at least. Good luck. And Jonathan Hunt in Los Angeles, where they're suddenly dealing with their own contagion fears, and they're not finding much luck. Susan Lee just wrapping up an exclusive chat with Mr. Cook. Susan.
Neil, we've been tracking Apple CEO Tim Cook across Birmingham, Alabama today, also launching an education initiative. And speaking to him in that exclusive interview, we had to ask about coronavirus and how it's impacting their supply chains in China. Listen.
It feels to me that China is getting the coronavirus under control. I mean, you look at the numbers, they're coming down day by day by day. And so I'm very optimistic there. On the supplier side, we have suppliers, iPhone is built everywhere in the world. We have key components coming from the United States with key parts that are in China and so on and so forth. When you look at the parts that are done in China, we have reopened factories, so the factories were able to work through the conditions to reopen. They're reopening. They're also in ramp, and so I think of this as sort of the third phase of getting back to normal, and we're in phase 3 of the ramp mode.
Apple is America's biggest company, also in a unique position when it comes to China, because not only do they put together more than 50% of their iPhones in the country, they also get 20% of their sales in China as well. And one of the first major companies to warn about sales being impacted by the coronavirus. Now, I spoke to Tim Cook and I asked him, do you think you will move some of your supply chains outside of China with this inflection point, especially with coronavirus, possibly squeezing some of these supply chains and production factories? He says that's something that they will assess. I asked him, will you see these disruptions past the second quarter of this year? He says we'll have to see. But right now, what you get from Tim Cook and really from Apple, and I would probably guess the rest of the entire corporate world, is that it is a fluid situation. There are a lot of unknowns at this point, but they're trying to deal the best that they can. Neil, I'll get you more of this exclusive interview all day tomorrow on Fox News and Fox Business with the Apple CEO Tim Cook. Back to you.
All right. Thank you very much, Susan. Great chat. In the meantime, out of California, where they're dealing with that.